V, what did I just buy?
Matador!
So you guys must be wondering, what kind of car am I standing in front of right now with no hood? And that's what I'm going to get into in this video. This is a 1977 AMC Matador. Now for most of you that don't know, AMC was a relatively small car company in the middle of the 1900s to the late, I think 80s, early 80s. They made their own kind of American car. Usually had some kind of big ass engine, but AMC always put their little touches on it to make it different from Chevy, Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, whatever, etc. But like I said, they were a very small company. So why did I buy this car? Well, reason number one, I picked this baby up for a whopping $900 off of some guy in a town close to me, about an hour and a half away, kind of a farm town, and he said he got it from PA. So reason number one, $900, that's pretty self-explanatory. For a project car, that's pretty cheap. This thing has a 5.9 liter V8. That was, from what I can tell, that was the biggest engine you could get in this at the time. It is rear wheel drive, so it's got one wheel peeler, from what I can tell, two, I think it's on the driver's side, so did an accidental burnout on the trailer. Reason number two being, it's kind of a powerhouse for what it is. 5.9 liter V8 in a car is pretty decent. It only makes 180 horsepower from the factory, from what I can read offline, which isn't crazy, but for back then, I know some Fox bodies with the 5.0 made like around 200 horsepower, so this isn't too far off. But obviously, what this thing's different with is weight. I think the two-door Matador had a weight of 3,500 pounds. This is a four-door Matador, and it's a big fucking car, man. It probably weighs a lot more than 3,500 pounds. Towed this thing back with a Jeep Grand Cherokee, just a V6 on a U-Haul car trailer, and that Jeep was screaming, going up and down hills on the road, which obviously going up and down hills, towing this fucking thing, I'd be screaming too. So reason number three I got this is because I have just been looking for a project car. I've made videos about my Honda. It was riced out to the extreme at one point. I've had my plasti dip, I have my fart can, LEDs, subs, everything. Now obviously that's not going to be a powerhouse, and neither is this. But the difference is this car is classic, and I went to car shows ever since I was a kid, and I've always wanted to have my own project car. I've always wanted to have my own show car. And this thing might not be beautiful, but that's why it's a project car. But obviously it's not the most beautiful car, but I'm gonna make it into what I want it to be. Now what I want it to be is relatively bone stock. I'm not looking for some crazy ass powerhouse car that can do nasty burnouts and, alright, maybe burnouts. I want to do one wheel peelers, which I know this thing will probably do. But I want it to be relatively bone stock because these cars are so rare nowadays. the motor in this is what went in some of the Javelins, you know? So the motor alone probably worth more than what I bought the car for. The car's got 88,000 miles on it. As far as I can tell, motor's never been replaced. It's literally a bone stock car. But being 40 years old, you know, it's seen some stuff. So where I'm at right now is I took off the hood. I've been cleaning the engine bay, degreasing as much as I can. When I first got the car, I pulled it into the driveway after flooding it a bunch of times because I don't really have much experience with a carburetor other than on like lawnmowers and mini bikes and stuff. So, you know, it's a learning experience, and that's what the guy told me I bought it from. He's like, it's going to be a learning experience, man. And from day one, I've already been learning stuff, and it's awesome because I want to learn. So, like I said, I pulled it into my driveway and I had it idling there, and all of a sudden steam just started pouring out from under the hood, and I freaked out, turned off the car, and you know, that's the last time it ran. The next day I went to go turn it on, and it cranked over fine for the most part, but it was just idling very wonky, and I think I might have flooded it again when I tried to start it, because I put it in reverse and it just fucking bogged itself down to the point where it would not turn back on. So, pulled it into my garage. I had another scary event where I was playing around with the radiator hoses and it felt solid, and I was like, don't tell me this asshole filled it with water and it's frozen, because that could have been the source of my overheating problem maybe, or who knows, could have been rotted out, whatever. So I freaked out. We pushed it into my garage. This is the closest thing to heat this thing's gonna get all winter, and pulled off the radiator hose, nothing in it. Pulled off that was a top radiator hose. There's a spring in there, that's why it was hard. Okay, fair enough. Pulled off the bottom one, maybe half a bucket of water came out of there, and that was it. I was like, you gotta be fucking with me right now. Radiator was empty, nothing in it. So I found out why it overheated. I ran it for about 10 to 15 minutes on no coolant, no water, nothing, nada. So it was scary, but you live and you learn. It's a whole part of this car. So then I decided to take off the thermostat housing, and there was no thermostat in it. Somebody ripped it out and put some gasket sealer on it, put the thing back on. So that's been it. Put a new thermostat in it. Water pump, I think, is fine. It's rusted, different from what all the other metals on the car are. So I think it's aftermarket. I can't see any gasket sealer or anything, or gasket maker, so there's no way to know. There's no receipts for this. It's barn car. I literally found it in a barn. So I decided to, first things first, powertrain. I want this thing to run good. I want it to be reliable before I start making it a beauty show. Because there's dings, dents, rot holes, fucking everything on the body. Frame is immaculate. It's still got the original paint on it. Now there is some rust on the body, as I said, dings and dents and scratches. The clear coat's basically gone, but it's a show car. Eventually, maybe someday, who knows? But so once I get the powertrain sorted out, then I'll move on to that. Now, where I'm at with the powertrain right now is I tried starting it up because I bought a bunch of antifreeze and was going to fill it up and, you know, see if it ran fine, see if it overheated still. I was going to go down that. But when I kept turning over the car, nothing was pumping. Like I just knew. I was like, there's no gasket in this. There's no way. Like I pour ether, or I shoot ether into the carb, take the air cleaner off, shoot it in there, starts right up, but it dies obviously. So I pour gas in the bowl, starts right up, idles for a few seconds, boom, dead, nothing. So I was like, what the fuck? This thing's definitely not getting gas. So my buddy and I, we pulled off the second fuel filter up here, and we tried cranking it over. Nothing was getting pumped through. So I was like, one of the lines might be clogged, or maybe a fuel pump's fucked. I don't know. So I went to the back of the car, and we found the second fuel filter, and the thing was just completely rotted. I was tugging on the hose trying to get it off. I snapped the hose clamp on it, one of those little like, tooth ones where you squeeze it and it expands. Tooth snapped, so I was like, okay, that's not coming off. So I tried wiggling it, snapped off the actual thing that the hose wraps around. I was like, okay, no gas came out of it, absolutely nothing. And keep in mind, I filled up the car prior to it bogging out because I wondered if it didn't have gas, because I had a problem starting it that time before. So I filled it up with gas, and after seeing that and knowing that there's literally no gas coming through, like we blew on the line and it's like blowing into the wall, like obviously nothing's moving, and that's with the gas tank cap off, and just trying to keep the pressure equal, but it just was not. It's clogged or it's rotted or something. I don't know. It's hard to work under this because my jack's broken. You gotta get another jack. Well, eventually, like I'm still putting more money into buying stuff for this, like seafoam, hard cleaner, ether, oil, coolant, whatever. So my conclusion as of right now is that I wonder if I poured the gas to the gas tank, and the previous owner had told me that I need to replace the fuel filter, so this is a pretty clear indicator that something was clogged before. So I wonder if I poured gas into it and it just stirred up some shit at the bottom of the tank and just went right into the line and just completely clogged it, because this thing was sitting for a while. It definitely was. The tires are like flat. So this guy had it in his garage. He said he drove it over the summer, but he could have been bullshitting me for all I know. So my plan is of right now, I'm gonna drop the gas tank, see how rotted it is inside, like if a lot of water got in there or something, it could be, from the outside the shield looks okay and the tank looks fine, but the inside could be a completely different story. I might have to make my own or buy my own fuel cell or something like that. So what I want to do is just run it out of a jerry can to test it. But as of right now, it's Christmas Day and I don't have access to fuel line, so I gotta wait. But that's where I stand as of right now in the Matador. This is just a generic update and an intro, I guess, to the series that I'm trying to create. One thing I said prior to buying this car, or even looking for any kind of project car or whatever, I was thinking about trading my sled or something to get a project, but I said I want to use this as content for my channel because this is perfect. People might like this. I don't know. I'm shooting at two different audiences here. I got a good technology aspect and I got a good automotive aspect. So right now, this is probably going to lean towards automotive, but I do have some videos cooking for the technology side. Some things with AV to HDMI and VGA, and hooking up new computers to old TVs and old computers to new TVs, and that'll be a fun episode. But yeah, let me know if you guys know anything about these cars. It's very hard to find information on this one specifically. You look up AMC Matador and you find a few things, but as I said, this has got the 5.9 V8. It's 4-door, 3-speed automatic transmission. The transmission seems in very good condition. We checked the fluid and it was like a light brown, but you could see right through it. So I think it's okay. But I would appreciate it if you guys know anything, help me out. Even just links to parts pages for these, because I know finding stock parts for this is going to be a nightmare. For instance, the mirrors shattered the rear view, so I'm either going to try and find a stock one or buy just some new shitty replacement that's going to look out of place, or I'm going to try and find some of that reflective plastic and just glue it onto that, which that's probably what I'm going to wind up doing, because I can do it for cheaper than buying a new one. Also, if you guys have any wisdom, if you have any experience with the 5.9, 3-speed tranny, whatever, these cars, just let me know. I'd be greatly appreciative. This is going to be a good endeavor and a good journey and a really good learning experience, and also a good chance for me to really do what I like and make videos. I love video editing, and it's just something I really haven't had much to do because I don't have much to make videos on, you know? So, welcome to the new series, and thank you guys for listening, watching.
Okay. Fuck you, Bolt. Fucking asshole.
I told you she's a bitch.
You fucking old cunt. Oh, perfect timing. Stairway to heaven.
Alexa! Alexa! Skip! I don't want to listen to that for 10 fucking minutes. Riders on the Storm's perfect for this. Oh, there's a little fuel in there. So, the gas definitely came out of the tank. It just didn't get past that fuel filter.
I'm gonna undo my side, okay?
Yeah.
I want you to be there to be able to catch this fucker.
I break my arm with toast.
What?
What if I break my arm with fucking toast? I mean, I have more jacks in my back, but that's not going to help us all. I want to see how heavy this thing is before I cut my arm.
We're both strong enough, I think.
Hopefully. Little do we know we still left like a quarter of a tank of gas in this bitch.
And then I realized how big this tank was. This is a big bitch.
Push that strap up. There we go. Oh yeah, she's heavy. Oh yeah. Smells like fucking donkey dick under here though. I'll tell you that. You got it?
What do you expect? Well, you know what a donkey dick smells like, you asshole.
Oh, my sex life.
Holy fuck. She just got 10 times heavier.
Hold up. Oh, there's still some fucking fluid. You got it?
Yeah.
Oh, just pissed all over my leg. Oh, fuck you, fuck you. I'm not gonna have any gas here anymore. Fuck, I look like I pissed my pants.